Dana White is secretly starting a boxing promotion with the new formed TKO company. What this is all about, what the TKO company even is, all of that in this video, guys. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
So Dana White was asked 2 times now already on a media day. I think one was on Dana White's UFC Contender Series after the fights, and one was another media day about getting into the boxing world. Because if you know, Dana was always a big boxing fan and his dream was always to get into the boxing world. Remember the Conor McGregor fight? He even has or had a company called Zuffa Boxing with Zuffa together. I don't think it still exists. I think it didn't work out or something. They have Callum Walsh, who Dana kind of manages in some way or finances or however you want to call it. Like Callum Walsh, the Irish boxer, that Dana pushes pretty hard and sponsors and everything or promotes or whatever you want to call it. That fights on UFC Fight Pass as well and everything. So Dana is pretty invested in boxing, always was, and he always wanted to be in the boxing world deeply. And just this week after Tuesday Night Contender Series, they told him, hey, Showtime, if you don't know Showtime, that's a big company that does boxing, that does with Bellator as well, stuff and everything. They also were involved in the Conor Floyd fight, by the way. Dana doesn't like them too much. And allegedly, they are pulling back from the boxing world. Allegedly, they're stepping out of the boxing world. They were pretty big. I mean, they did a lot of events for a lot of big fights. Allegedly, they're pulling away from that and they won't be engaged anymore in the boxing world.
Fuck Espinoza. And it's about time that shitty product is off the air.
And then they asked him again, for the second time, they asked him like 2 weeks ago already, if he then plans to go into the boxing world himself. Now that the big player's out, there's space kind of for a new one, right? And Dana, I know when Dana wants to say yes, but it doesn't say anything. I know Dana well enough now. I watched so many hours and hours of his interviews. I will show you the answer here right now.
You never know. Sounds good to me.
This sounds very much like a yes to me. And he then went on a little bit more about it in another question. And the other question also involved the TKO Organisation, which would make that perfectly possible. Because TKO is the collaboration of the UFC and the WWE. They now built a new kind of company. It's very complicated. It's just for the stock market and everything. And they will work together closely in the future.
Is the future?
Yes. They are now kind of engaged with each other in some way. And of course, WWE and the UFC together, they're a big freaking fish.
It's so big.
They're huge, you know what I mean? And of course, a boxing organization from them now would have a lot of financial possibilities, a lot of advertisement from all angles, and it just will make a lot of sense, right? And I'm 100% convinced that Dana is working on this and will soon, probably somewhere in 2024, will come out with, I don't know, TKO Boxing, whatever they will call it, with his own new boxing promotion service, however you want to call that. And that will be very interesting, especially as well for UFC fighters that want to get into boxing, which there's quite a few of them. I really think that could be really interesting times for the boxing world that I'm not too deeply invested in, to be honest, but for the boxing world, because Dana is a great promoter, Dana knows everything about the game. There's a lot of financial power in this company, in TKO and everything. This could be very interesting for the boxing world and also for UFC fighters, UFC fans, because UFC fans, of course, watch the UFC fighters if they will go to the boxing world, right? To, yeah, maybe have the chance that Ngannou so deeply wanted to box if there's a super fight or anything. I'm really curious to all the possibilities and all the things that will come from this. I'm 100% convinced that it will come, and I can't wait for Uncle Dana to one day, hopefully soon, announce that. What is your opinion on this? Do you believe it will never happen? Who is the first MMA fighter you would like to see boxing for this TKO Boxing company or whatever it will be called? Write in the comments, guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and that you can box for Dana White. Make sure to get your sleep in. Until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.